What's good, Raider Nation? Raider Review here, and today I want to talk about Damon Arnette and why I believe he is worthy of a first-round pick. Before we get into the film breakdown, I want to show you a clip from CBS Sports during their draft coverage. I think they did a solid job analyzing Arnette and his abilities and potential. Arnette has a ton of potential, and like me, many people slept on him. But after watching a ton of film, I'm surprised he wasn't talked about more and ranked higher than he was. I think the hype on Okudah overshadowed him a bit, but I believe Arnette to be one of the most complete corners in this draft. I'm very excited about this pick, and I think Raider Nation should be as well. All right, without further ado, let's get into it.
We do have the pick from the Vegas Raiders. It's Damon Arnette. Brady, I don't know a ton about Damon Arnette. Can you tell us?
Yeah, I can tell you a lot about this young man. I mean, much like we talked about Jeff Okudah, he's played in a system at Ohio State that plays as much man-to-man and cover three, which is a three-deep zone coverage. And if you were to guess, the two most prevalent coverages in the NFL, what would they be? It'd be man-to-man and cover three. And so if you're looking at what teams are looking for, they're looking for guys that they can plug in and play and help eliminate wide receivers on the outside and press man-to-man coverage and off-zone coverage in that cover three. That's what Damon Arnette brings. He's got a great skill set. He's actually a local product from South Florida here where we're based at in our studio. And this is a player that when I talked to Urban Meyer earlier this week, he said to me, look, I don't know why more people aren't talking about Damon Arnette. He said, this is a first-round talent. He goes, and I would know because I have recruited and developed and had so many other defensive backs get drafted and go in the first round. He goes, if Damon Arnette's not a first-rounder, he goes, then I must not know what I'm talking about, even though I've got the track record to have that sort of credibility. So this isn't necessarily, I think, a big surprise to me or other people who have watched this tape and seen him. I trust their general manager there, Mike Mack, and his evaluation. He's always looking for specific skill sets and attributes, and he's getting just that in Damon Arnette that fits in the defensive scheme. And this is a need for the Raiders.
Pete, what do you grade this?
I give this a B, and Damon Arnette is one of those guys that was on my better than team. I liked him better than the scouts, but clearly I didn't like him better than the Raiders did. I didn't think he would go this high. One of the things, he's a little grabby in his technique, and Brady will know that. He grabs a lot and holds a lot and gets flagged a lot, but that's okay. I think he's a South Florida kid with an attitude. There were some maturity issues early in his career, and he kind of remedied that last year. But again, this kid, I don't think there's a significant difference between him and Jeff Okudah. I like Damon Arnette, and I like the fact that he's from South Florida because guys come from South Florida are like B-Mac. They play with an attitude.
Pete from South Florida. B-Mac from South Florida. Bryant, what do you make? This is two Ohio State cornerbacks going top 20.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised to see Arnette go in the first round. I thought he would be a second-round selection, high second round at best. But, yeah, Pete just hit on it. When you look at Okudah's film, when you look at Arnette's film, you really see similarities. And actually, Arnette has more experience than Okudah. You look at what he was able to do since a freshman. He jumped in the lineup and he contributed on a very, very talented defense back then. And of course, we saw what he was able to do last year. He played the majority of 2019 with a cast on his wrist, so that really hurt some of the consistency issues that he had. Pete talked about the grabbing and things like that. But he's a talented player. But I think looking at what the Raiders have done, especially at skill position, at their skill positions, they take fast guys. Arnette didn't run the fastest 40. He ran in the mid-4.5s, but he's a heck of a football player. But like the rest of you guys, I'm surprised to see him go in the first round.
Let's take a look at Arnette in coverage. One of the things I like about Arnette is his physicality and positioning. Even though he gets beat here, he's still in a great position to make a play on the ball and tries to get his hands in there and break it up. That's a great throw and catch, so credit to the quarterback and the receiver there. Playing opposite side of Jeff Okudah all year, Damon Arnette definitely got his fair share of action in man coverage. Arnette is lined up in the slot here at the top of the screen. Indiana's going to try to push a fade route on Arnette here, but he does an amazing job of positioning and knocking the ball out. He's not your typical ball hawk corner, but he's in your face and looking to make a play on the ball. He should be a good complement to Trayvon Mullen, as both are able to play on an island and provide tight coverage. This should allow Paul Gunther to dial up some more blitzes and also allow our guys on the defensive line like Max Crosby, Cleveland Farrell to get after the quarterback, give him a little more time to get there. These guys are young and they're talented, and I think a little help from the secondary is going to help out our defensive pass rush a lot. Now, I want to talk about a few things that I think Damon Arnette can do a little bit better to take his game to the next level. First of all, he gets a little handsy, likes to grab jerseys, which leads to penalties. And as Raider fans, we know we're not going to catch any breaks from the Zebras with the yellow flags. And this is a good call by the ref here. He's all over him, grabbing the jersey at first. He does a good job to make it look clean at the end, but this was a penalty. I love that he's physical at the line of scrimmage, but we're going to need him to clean it up just a bit in order to have success in the next level. Now, I said it before, he's not really your typical ball hawk corner. You can see here, he's making a play on the ball and does a good job to help break it up, but he could have undercut this and picked it off. I think he needs to work on his ball tracking skills a little bit. He needs to be a little bit more aware on this play. It looks like he's trying to catch a fade route like a receiver, ends up taking a good path to the ball, but ends up running into the receiver instead of undercutting and making the interception. Speaking of undercutting routes, Arnette, awesome job here. Cuts under the route, gets his hand in there, knocks the ball out. Great play there. You're going to see in the replay, he's over top of this guy, and he makes a physical move to get underneath. Again, that hand is there. He's got a tendency to be handsy. Just got to clean up a little bit of technique, but this is a great play. Hand on the back of the helmet there. Luckily it didn't get called. He's got a few things to clean up in his game, but Raider corners are meant to be physical and sticky in coverage, and Arnette definitely possesses both qualities. He plays with confidence and swag, and this is his best play of the season. He's going to make an athletic play here, get under the route, pick that ball off, and he's going to the house, baby. A lot of people knock him for his speed, but 40 times aren't everything. I think he plays a lot faster on the field. One thing the Raiders need is a lot more turnovers, and this guy's an absolute dog. He played half the year with a cast on, including this play. Still makes the pick and takes it to the house. And keep in mind, this dude only allowed 4 touchdowns in 4 years starting. That's pretty damn impressive.
Jumps the route. What an athletic play just to get the interception, and then he's gone. Cuts it back once, then he's going to cut it back a second time and finds himself in the end zone. Damon Arnette. Wow. What a show.
The announcer said it best. What a show. Damon Arnette, baby. Let's go. So I want to show you a couple games in which I think Damon Arnette really dominated. There's the one against Miami University, and then also against Michigan State. I'll go ahead and let those clips play out for you, and you can see for yourself, man. Arnette's a dog. Love that little swipe at the ball at the end of the play, man, showing that attitude, that swagger.
Lofts it up again for the same man, Andrew Homer. Incomplete this time, no flag. Good coverage by Arnette.
Great positioning, telling him, no, not today, boy.
What Gabbard's done nicely so far for a freshman quarterback is he's real.
Throwing it inside, incomplete in the direction of Cam Blakely. It's tough to get a pass completed in front of Damon Arnette. He says no, sir.
That's just a nice job by the veteran corner for Ohio State. Works through the pick route. They knew they were in man coverage. Running a pick didn't matter.
You see, you got both hands in there to break up that pass, man. That's what he does best. He's right in your face.
First down from the 36. Play action again. Lewerke gets protection, loops it downfield over the head of Cody White, who is very well defended by Damon Arnette.
That's going to be a good battle back into the boundary. Damon Arnette, you know, everybody talks about Akuda, but look at him.
Number 7 from Michigan State had himself a bad day. Arnette was all over this dude all game long. Great positioning the whole time, and you're going to see it here.
They're just not wired and built dealing with the pass rush of Ohio State.
Rookie looks back to the boundary, trying to find White again, and there's just no space between White and Damon Arnette, who's all over number 7 so far.
Yeah, Damon Arnette, he's welcoming that battle, and so is Cody White. They're going to be doing that all night. There's Chase Young. This time he goes to the inside and tries to get his hands up on and get on that football. But again, there's Damon Arnette. Jeff Hafley's come over as the new second.
Now I really like this next clip against Northwestern. You're going to see Arnette getting handsy, getting a penalty call, but in the next play he's going to jump back and make a huge play and make it clean.
Defense number 3. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul with an automatic first down.
Cleats in the ground, it's man-to-man coverage, and it's just that left hand that's on the shoulder pad, and that back judge gauges that grab and that yank forced the 15-yard.
Pressure coming on second down. They throw into it.
1st and 10 at the 44. Cone off his back foot. And Cephas, what a catch. Looks like he hauled that in with one hand. Quintez Cephas.
Great coverage by Arnette.
Look at the intensity by Arnette. He just got beat. That guy made a great play, but he was all over him. But Arnette's not backing down, man. He's ready for the fight. Cast and all, he's throwing punches at that ball, trying to break it up. I love it.
Even with Arnette kind of getting a hold of that jersey, you see the concentration.
And we haven't gotten down to Arnette's tackling ability yet, which I think is his strongest attribute. And we'll get there, but first let's go over this Michigan game where he absolutely dominated again. They had no answers for Arnette. Giving him the old shh. And you didn't hear a peep out of his matchup all game long.
For Arnette. Beautiful coverage, and we talked earlier in the year about Damon Arnette. He made the decision to come back to school to work on his craft. He thought about leaving for the league, and he was told by a few different people, hey, you got work to do, and he's come back motivated weeks ago at Rutgers.
Now this should have been an easy catch for this receiver, but Arnette does not back down and he doesn't quit. He's going to get in there and break that ball up.
And incomplete. 11 at the 27. Shea Patterson guns it near side. And Nico Collins just
meetings, and so now they're going to try to do that here tonight.
2nd down and 6 at the 48. Cone to throw it. Cone standing strong in the pocket, floats it up in the air, and incomplete. Damon Arnette running stride for stride.
I can't say enough about this guy's positioning, man. He puts himself in a place where you can't throw the ball, man.
You see that right hand all bandaged up. He's had a cast for most of the season with that wrist, Gus, that you were talking about, and he has had a terrific season and almost came down with that. He almost tried to intercept that one with one arm.
Damon Arnette came back to school, thought about going to the NFL, and what has he done? According to experts, he may have played himself into becoming a first-round pick. 9.
That he did, baby.
Cone off his back foot underneath, broken up by Damon Arnette.
Right over with that right arm, the cast on that wrist, and batted that ball away, and he'll create another 3rd down. Fighting with his hands, there he goes, perfect.
I gotta say, man, after last year's draft, I fully trust in Gruden and Mayock here. If they think this is our guy, this is our guy, and you're gonna see him up against Clemson here, putting up a good game.
Lawrence has time, delivers low and incomplete.
Damon Arnette trying to disrupt that timing, top of the route, gets a little physical there. And Chase Young, we always want to know what's going to happen with Chase Young on 3rd down. That time Galloway.
Lawrence from the pocket delivers a low throw, incomplete.
John Wade, it's a matchup that I know Clemson's going to want to try to revisit.
Lawrence gets it away just in time, but throws it up for grabs, and it's broken up by Damon Arnette. Again, they deliver a shot to the quarterback.
Yeah, and
we go back to the ball hawking ability, man. This ball should have been picked. And he'll work on it. And hopefully he'll have 2 available hands by the time he starts playing for us.
They've also had a ton of injuries up front over the last couple of years.
Play action now, a slant, and that's Cody White, who lost the football. It's loose. And the Buckeyes, Malik Harrison has the
so this play was ultimately ruled an incomplete pass, but you'll see in the replay, man, he does everything he can to fight, get that ball out, If this receiver holds on to that ball a little bit better and he pokes it out, that's a turnover. That's a win for our defense, and that's what our Raider defense really needs.
Possession of the ball looks like he does, and then Arnette gets his hand in there to knock it out.
Only the 5th turnover for this season for Michigan State.
So now we're going to cover Arnette's tackling ability, and I believe that his tackling ability is the best of all the corners in this draft, and that was what really sealed the deal for Mayock and Gruden to go ahead and get him in the first round. He's a secure tackler, contains the edge. He's going to do his job out there for us out on an island.
Outside on first down, good contain coming up from his corner spot from Damon Arnette.
First down at the 42 with Crookshank. Hands it off this time. Taylor bouncing it. And Taylor finally taken down by Damon Arnette.
They have got to capitalize with a touchdown.
Second down and 3. Taylor running left. Taylor tries to get outside. Taylor chopped down in the open.
Yeah, you thought, boy, you ain't getting outside.
That's the right hand, number 3, that white cast. And he just strings this play out, does a great job keeping that outside arm free and then attacking the legs. And he backed him up with a tackle for loss. So here you go, Jack Cohn.
Here's Patterson handing it off. Jackson, can he get outside? No. Damon Arnette, Pete Werner.
I watch him with his teammates like Michael Thomas being like, hey man, what's the guy got to do? Get off my back.
And this
It's a great job wrapping up here. Stands up, flexes on him. What's good? After the receiver makes this catch, he's got a ton of room to run, but Arnette closes so quick, shuts it down. That's a great job.
New quarterback as they've gone away from Brett Gabbert. The South
knows it. 23 has got to have a big day.
Gain of 2, second down and 8. They throw it to the far side, and it's complete. Kendrick, college football playoffs.
I hadn't even thought about that. You never know.
Cone near side, up high, and a nice reception.
Michael Warren.
Another one-on-one matchup outside. Quick throw to the receiver. Lots of open room to run. Gets that open field tackle, shuts the play down for a loss.
It's 63-yarders like nobody's business.
Wow. Interesting. Arnette with the tackle. Another empty backfield for Peyton Ramsey. Ramsey settling in now. Far side. Here's a walk.
Robinson, the tailback position, high school running back, as you mentioned.
Ooh.
And was knocked down.
Now, a lot of people called this pick a reach, but even Jeff Okudah himself came to Arnette's defense after those reviews came out. Arnette fits the Raider mold and attitude, and I can't wait to see what he can do at the next level. I trust in the process. I trust in Mayock. I trust in Gruden, and I believe that Arnette is worthy of a first-round pick, and I hope that he proves everybody wrong and he proves us right. He's a competitor. I know he's going to work hard, and he's hungry. He's ready to get to work. With that said, let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, hit the bell for more Raider news and film breakdowns, man. This has been a Raiders review. Peace out to the Raider Nation. Much love. Go Raiders.
Cuts it back once, then he's going to cut it back a second time and finds himself in the end zone. Damon Arnette. Wow. What a show.